In this video, we're going to do one more example of solving a particular scenario by building a function. So the last one here. So consider the unit circle, x squared plus y squared equals 1. So that's the formula for the unit circle. So it's a circle of radius 1 centered at the origin. And then P is going to be a point in the first quadrant. So actually, let's just start drawing this right away. Okay, so I have my axes, and then I'm going to have my unit circle. Okay, so centered at the origin. And then we have our points. So let's, P is in the first quadrant. Okay, so P is going to be here, and it has coordinates x, y. Q is in the third quadrant, so it has points negative x, negative y. Okay, so it's going to be over here. So that's negative x, negative y. And R is in the fourth quadrant, and it's going to be down here. And it has coordinates x and negative y. Okay, now these 3 points together form a triangle. Okay, so we get this triangle. That's our triangle, the PQR. And we want the equation for the area of this in terms of only x. Okay, so to find the area for a triangle, we know that it's 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, so that means that we need to know this length and also this length. So let's think about this. So we know that, let me just get a new color here. Okay, so we know that this length here is x, as is the length from here to here. Okay, so these are both x because the coordinate x is x, right? So x is a positive number because p is in the first coordinate. Okay, so these have lengths x, and if you notice, so this length plus this length, that's the same as this base length. So that means that this base length is 2 x's. Okay, now similarly, we know that from the origin to here, this has length y because of the y coordinate. And this part down to get to r, okay, this is also going to be y because this coordinate is negative y. So putting those together, that gives me that this length is 2 times y. Okay, so putting that into this equation, we know that the area is going to be 1/2 times 2x times 2y. Okay, so that means that the area, one of the 1/2s can cancel, so it's going to be 2xy. Okay, now we want it in terms of only x. Okay, so we need to remove or replace, okay, the y with x's. Okay, some form of x. So we want a function that defines x as a term of y. Y as a function of x. Okay, so we know that they satisfy the equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 1 because the point P is on the circle, right? So they have to satisfy the circle equation. So if we solve this for y, that means y squared is 1 minus x squared, which means that y is plus or minus the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then we know because P is in the first coordinate that y actually has to be the positive square root. Okay, so this is since P equals xy, is in quadrant 1 implies that y is bigger than 0. So x and y are bigger than 0. Okay, so that's why that happens. So the area, which was 2xy, is actually going to be 2x times the square root of 1 minus x squared. Okay, so that's the area of the triangle PQR in terms of only x. So once we know x, now we can find the area of that triangle. Okay, so that's how we would solve that one.